I'm General Glenn Walters, United States Marine Corps retired, and I serve as the president of the Citadel. Congratulations on your receiving acceptance to my alma mater. Our mighty Citadel is a special place. We demand hard work and selflessness and a desire to join others equally committed to becoming principal leaders. Our graduates apply the lessons learned here for service in our armed forces and every other professional field. All Citadel graduates share a universal commitment to lead and serve, and our bonds to one another are unlike any other alumni. Your acceptance is the first step towards wearing this ring of gold and joining the long gray line of proud graduates who took the road less traveled. Welcome to the Citadel. I hope to meet you and your family soon as you Our mighty Citadel. These words have a special meaning because they make us think about what's special about our college. And they make us think about the task at hand and what we can do to preserve what is special about this college, while also taking the steps necessary to make sure that this college and what it stands for will stand forever. We are a mighty Citadel with a sacred mission to educate and develop principal leaders for all walks of life. The values-based education we offer here is more important now than it ever has been. To stand forever, we must preserve the traditions that make the Citadel such a special place. The traditions of service, challenge, resilience, and camaraderie.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Citadel's Cadet Academic Webinar Series. Today we will be exploring the Citadel School of Business, Housing Accounting, Finance, Management, Marketing and Business Development, and Supply Chain Management majors. My name is Seamus Gillen. I'm a member of the Citadel's class of 1996, and I serve as Associate Director of Admissions. I would like to introduce my counterpart, Josh Simon, class of 2008. He will be assisting on the technical side of tonight's event. Since our founding in 1842, the mission of the Citadel has been to forge and deliver principled leaders into the world. Whether as commissioned officers in our 4 service branches or as civilian leaders in business or in education, Citadel graduates carry the cadet banner of honor, duty, and respect into the world. Tonight, we will meet 3 Citadel cadets representing 3 business-related majors. Each cadet has a different story to tell. We will learn why they chose the Citadel, which specific major attracted them, as well as how these academic experiences have cumulatively prepared them to reach their goals. The program will conclude with a faculty-led Zoom breakout meeting. We will post this link in the comments section to the right at the conclusion of this segment. In addition, our viewers will receive both a text and an email 30 minutes after the program ends. Viewers will complete a quick and easy form to ensure the accurate delivery of your Citadel Class of 2025 pennant. These were exclusively designed for these events. Let's meet our guests. The first panelist of the evening is Sam Zuschlag, a finance major from Greenville, South Carolina. Cadet Zuschlag serves as the 5th Battalion Athletic Officer and chose the Citadel because of our structured learning environment and our world-renowned leadership development process. Cadet Zuschlag is active with the 2021 Summerall Guards and the Sword Arch Unit, the Finance Club, the Golf Club. He was a member of the sailing team, and he's earned both Dean's List and firm and plans to begin his career in finance upon graduation. Congratulations on your continuing success, Cadet Zuschlag, and welcome to the program.
Thank you very much.
Our next panelist is Cadet Matthew Wall, a senior accounting major who hails from Lexington, North Carolina. Cadet Wall serves as the Palmetto Battery Executive Officer, as well as the Citadel's Army ROTC Battalion Sergeant Major. Cadet Wall chose the Citadel because of our historic Army ROTC detachment, of which he is an Army contract recipient. He is a member of the following academic honor societies: Beta Alpha Psi, Phi Kappa Phi, Omicron Delta Kappa, and Beta Gamma Sigma. On the academic front, Cadet Wall has also achieved Dean's List, Gold Stars, and both President's and Commandant's lists. He has had a great study abroad program experience over with the American College of Greece, and currently served last year he served as intern for the Citadel's budget director. As an Army reservist set to commission this May, Cadet Wall has received his desired branch selection of Army Transportation Corps. As a reserve officer, Cadet Wall will be able to serve his country as well as work in the private sector. Cadet Wall has been offered and has accepted a staff audit position with Baker, Newman, and Noyes accounting firm in Portland, Maine. Cadet Wall, congratulations on your achievements and welcome to the program. Let's get that mute button off. And finally, we have Cadet Thomas Hammerstone, a business administration major who hails from Bowling Green, Kentucky. Cadet Hammerstone serves as the Sierra Company's company commander and chose the Citadel because of his many positive interactions with influential Citadel alumni. Upon graduation, Cadet Hammerstone will commission into the U.S. Army Reserve as a military intelligence officer and also aims to work in federal law enforcement. Cadet Hammerstone is a member of the 2021 Junior Sword Arch Unit, and on the academic front, Cadet Hammerstone has achieved Dean's List 4 times and Gold Stars twice. Outstanding work, Cadet Hammerstone, and congratulations on your success. Welcome to the program.
Thank you, sir.
Outstanding. The cadet experience is demanding. Cadets take 18 plus credit hours each semester and have vast expectations and responsibilities. Cadets Wall, Zuschlag, and Hammerstone, we appreciate you taking time out of your busy schedule.
Pardon the interruption, sir. Our special guest has arrived.
Outstanding. This is great news. Ladies and gentlemen, we have a surprise special guest speaker joining us tonight who hails from Goose Creek, South Carolina. She graduated magna cum laude from the Citadel, where she was the school's first female to graduate from the Corps of Cadets in 1999. She went on to earn a master's degree in mass communication from the University of Georgia in 2004. She is the author of In the Company of Men, a woman at the Citadel. Her business experience includes corporate technology consulting, starting her own company, and working in commercial real estate sales. Congresswoman Mace is the mother of 2 children, aged 11 and 14, and was recently elected to the 117th United States Congress. Ladies and gentlemen, I am pleased to introduce Congresswoman Nancy Mace.
Hey, good evening, everyone, and thank you so much for having me on this evening. I really appreciate it. As you can tell, I'm still in the office. I'm in DC this week and working very, very hard for the little country.
I'm sure your schedule is pressing. We very much appreciate you taking time to be with us and be with our Citadel candidates who will soon be joining your former school, the School of Business here at the Citadel.
Awesome.
I'm going to ask my first question, Congresswoman, if you don't mind.
Mm-hmm.
And it's going to ask you to think back to that first challenging year at the Citadel, that historic year that you experienced, and the leadership growth that followed. How are you leaning on those timeless lessons right now in your stature as a first-term Congresswoman?
Right, and I've got to tell you, it's just an honor to be with you all tonight. As a cadet at the Citadel, I'm sure we all share many of the same experiences and feelings and emotions, and you hate it while you're there, but I promise you, you're going to love it when you leave and wish you were back decades later. And as I think about after being gone for over 20 years, I can't believe it, but there's so much to be learned. You're in a true leadership laboratory where you get to see both the good, the bad, and the ugly, and get to learn from those decisions through all of it. And there are a couple of lessons that I learned while I was there that I have been most appreciative, both in business and now obviously as a member of the 117th Congress here in Washington. But one of those would be really to have a dream. I mean, I was just a kid that dropped out of school at the age of 17. And I don't know where I would be today if I didn't have the Citadel experience. I didn't think I would be alive at the age of 43 that I am today, let alone sitting here serving place I love so much, tremendous respect for, in the state of South Carolina here in DC. And I learned some really tough lessons during some really tough times in my life. But at the Citadel, I learned about the value of hard work. And if you have a dream, you set a few goals, and you work hard, you can be successful. So I went from high school dropout, Waffle House waitress, to graduating at the top of my class at the Citadel School of Business, magna cum laude, 3.89. Never ever thought that it would ever be a possibility. The Citadel opened those doors for me. I also learned about having courage, having the courage to speak up for myself, having the courage to speak up for others, doing, understanding, as Martin Luther King always said, that the time is always right to do what is right, but also having the confidence to follow that dream, to set those goals. Because if you don't believe in yourself, then no one's going to believe in you. And that is applicable to anything that you do in life, whether that's an internship, getting your first job, working, cadet leadership, you name it. And when you have kids, having that confidence to tell your kid, no, they can't do that next time. All of those are important life lessons that each of us can learn from as cadets and graduates of the Citadel. So
I think there's one pivotal moment that we all, everyone that wears the ring thinks back on, and it's really the monumental change that occurs as a freshman here at the Citadel. We have our candidates watching tonight who are nervously considering the Citadel. They've been accepted, and we're excited to welcome them to the School of Business. But if you have a few moments, I have a very short video that I think will take you back to where you were years ago, as we all were. And if you'll roll this, Josh, thanks. I'm certain that our cadet panelists vividly remember this particular day, but Congresswoman Mace, what are your feelings when you watch this video?
I love it, and I miss it. Recognition Day and the camaraderie you build with everyone throughout knob year, both knobs and upperclassmen alike. And I wish I could do that many push-ups. Can't do that anymore, but
there has to be a And there has to be a special feeling as well, seeing all the impressive cadets that we have, including our amazing female cadets that have done tremendous things after your historic event.
No, it's remarkable, and it's the best decision I know that I made in my life to improve my life and to ensure I had opportunity to be successful and prosper and have a second chance at life. And I will be forever indebted and grateful to the Citadel experience and cherish every moment, even as you hate it. Even if you aren't enjoying it one day, you will miss that day at some point in the future. The Citadel. So it's awesome.
Congresswoman Mace, your story is definitely one of grit and perseverance. And with our audience, who they are tonight, these seniors who are giving a careful look to the Citadel, do you have any parting advice for them in their final decision-making as they get closer to the same gate? What would your advice be to them?
No matter the decision, be confident that you're going to make the right decision. And in particular, if you're looking at the School of Business at the Citadel, I can tell you there's no stronger network of alumni in any industry in South Carolina and the Southeast better than the Citadel. And I owe a lot of my success in business, my success in politics, due to wearing the ring and having that door. If I call a fellow graduate, no matter what I'm doing, if I'm doing a business deal, a commercial real estate deal, running for office, trying to raise money, whatever that is, the Citadel alumni, your brothers and sisters in the Alumni Association, they'll call you back. And there are very few opportunities, very few schools that have that very tight network and brother and sisterhood that really we want to see each other be tremendously successful. And that goes on beyond your experience as a cadet. Those relationships that you build, they are lifelong, and they will ensure your success in the future. So.
Josh, if you wouldn't mind putting the cadets back on and myself, I know your time is short, Congresswoman, and on behalf of the Citadel, I want to thank you so much for the time you've afforded us tonight. I know there's a lot on your plate right now. Good luck in all of your endeavors. And before we go, I'm going to ask all of us on the screen today to hold up our rings and show the camera what these look like. There it is. Good luck in your endeavors. We wish you the best of luck, Congresswoman, and go Dogs.
Thank you. Go Dogs. Thanks, guys and gals. Have a great evening.
Cadets, welcome back. The video that we watched showcasing Rec Day, does that bring you guys back? Tell me a little bit about your thoughts when you were watching the video.
Yes, sir. It definitely brought back memories. Definitely the hardships that we all go through during knob year. But as Congressman Mace was saying, it definitely just builds that camaraderie. You know, that family. The Citadel experience really does create this family environment that I think is something that every alumni and current cadet holds dear to their heart.
Indeed. One of the things that the video showcases very, very emphatically is the transformative nature of the leadership and discipline training that goes on here at the Citadel. That's so evident when you turn a high school senior into a knob. But what it doesn't showcase is the process of how we develop our leaders and find employment for them. In the business department, it's a pretty unique experience as well. But a keen part of the successful outcomes here, and Congresswoman Mace is a perfect example of this. She graduated magna cum laude, excuse me. And to achieve that, you have to really put the time in on the academic front, which is an essential part of job opportunity here. So I'm going to start with Cadet Wall. I've done some investigative journalism on you, and you have a 3.9 cumulative GPA. This is remarkable. I know you're okay with me sharing that, but it's something to be proud of. It's remarkable in that it's a very, very difficult bar to reach. Can you share with our viewers how you were able to achieve this in balance to all the other responsibilities you have, and compare the thinking that you had as a high school senior to how that changed academically being a Citadel knob in the School of Business?
Yes, sir. So whenever I was a high school senior, I definitely would say that I wasn't as focused on academics as I was whenever I came into the Citadel. But the Citadel definitely offers a lot of resources, whether that be the Academic Support Center, just going to your professors due to the small class sizes that we have here. There's just so many resources here at the Citadel, and then just relying on your classmates just to be there to motivate you and to focus on your academics. So coming to the Citadel definitely provided a lot of resources I didn't have in high school, and it definitely put a lot of motivation in my academics once I got here.
Outstanding. I'm going to move to you, Cadet Zuschlag. You also have earned Gold Stars and Dean's List every semester, nearly every semester that you've been here at the Citadel. Can you tell our audience what it means to earn Dean's List, and then consequently what it means to earn Gold Stars? What is that?
So like Cadet Wall brushed up on, having the ability to manage your time and focus on all the cadet duties, but then academic duties allows you to focus on a balanced time management. And then obviously we're here at a college to get a degree, and that's our main focus. And with all the extra help that's offered on campus, if you get a term GPA of a 3.2, you're awarded Dean's List. And there's some incentives that come along with that. You can see pictured, that's the Dean's List in the top right corner. And then the bottom right corner is the Gold Stars, and that's a 3.7 GPA. That's the highest distinguished honor that a cadet can achieve academically up until graduation, when you can graduate like Representative Nancy Mays mentioned graduating with some sort of honors, but Gold Stars is definitely the bar to achieve.
Magna cum laude. That's how she graduated.
Yes, sir.
That's an aspiration there.
Yes, sir.
You know, GPA has far-reaching implications on the job and the placement side, whether it be in the Army or in the private sector. You have that being the formative first credential piece. And have you seen that play out in your own processes, pursuing internships and engagement with any of the RTC departments over there?
Yes, most definitely. I actually had the opportunity to work as an internship with Meeting Street Capital in Charleston. And throughout the interview process, I had several different phone calls, but one of the first questions that they asked me was, what was my current GPA at the moment? And that's just, what they focus on, get that basis point, and then they can dig into your resume a little further, but they kind of draw the line. And if you've got a high GPA, then they know that you're dedicated, you're focused, and you've got the credentials that they're looking for.
That's 100% accurate. So all of our finance aspirants out there, make certain that all the wirehouses with the first credential they're going to examine before they even give you a second look is where you stand in your class. What is your GPA? That's a functional piece of this. So we're emphasizing the academic experience, and part of that is setting goals. Very important. Cadet Hammerstone, you're next. Can you share with our audience what your role as company commander entails? This is a really, really challenging role, and I think our audience needs to understand what that means. You're also a high academic performer, and you've had to balance that. So talk about managing the total number of cadets under your watch, what that entails, as well as how you balance that with your academic studies.
Sure. So I'm responsible for the care, accountability, discipline, and well-being of 116 cadets of all classes, from seniors all the way down to sophomores. Don't have knobs due to COVID. They're in a different battalion right now. But on a day-to-day basis, mostly I help those 116 cadets coordinate special leave, special orders, help them with any issues they may have. There's some other stuff that goes on behind the scenes, but mainly my job is to help foster a climate of good order and discipline within the company. And so one of the cool things that I get to do as a company commander is I get to touch pretty much every facet of a cadet's life and help them develop in academics, conduct, military, fitness. I get to help them in pretty much everything. And it has been a highly positive experience to be a company commander this year.
I'll tell you that I have to give you kudos because this is a historic moment, a challenging moment. Obviously, this pandemic the implications of this pandemic have been far-reaching into how we do business. But as to be expected, cadets have risen to the challenge. I would dare say that commanding 116 non-freshmen is a harder role. You can tell knobs what to do all day long, and that's part of the deal and the responsibility as a commanding officer. But there's a lot of peer-to-peer management, which is a keen part of that experience. So congratulations to you and your class for the leadership you've been running this college with to get us through this hard time. We're excited that we're on the downslope of this, but again, kudos to you and your class. I'm going to move on to Cadet Wall. The Citadel carries an international reputation in the production of highly focused and leadership-driven commissioned officers in all four service branches. You're another individual that has an aspiration to serve, which is outstanding. You mentioned that this is a keen part of your college decision. Can you talk about the leadership growth that you've experienced and how that has translated into your academic success, being a high performer that you are?
Yes, sir. So I think with the military and then participating here at the Citadel's Army ROTC program, a lot of the attributes that I learned while being here at the ROTC program was just having the importance of accountability, self-discipline, having that self-starter motivation. And I think a lot of those skills and those attributes that the ROTC program kind of instills within you that these talents and skills that you'll need whenever you're leading men or women here in the future as Army officers, I think those skills can correlate and be directly implemented in one's academics. And I do think that those skills that I have learned while participating here at the Citadel's ROTC program with the Army have definitely influenced and actually assisted my academic success while I was here at the Citadel.
Time management is definitely a keen part of that game. With the credit hours that our cadets take, how many are you taking right now?
Actually, I'm just taking 12. This is my last semester or so. But before that, I was definitely doing 18 credit hours, 21 credit hours. So this is actually my lightest semester, so I'm
Have you
grateful
taken?
for
You
that.
took summer abroad. Did you? Have you done any summer classwork at all throughout the last three summers?
I have, yes, sir. I took business, Spanish classes, English classes while I was studying over the summer, and then as you said, I did study abroad and took business classes and actually some biology and psychology classes while I was in Greece.
So this is another indicator that this individual is a high thinking individual. He has carved enough credit hours through hard work in the summertime to buy off a little reprieve, especially in a very challenging senior year with a heavy load, to be able to reduce some of the credit hour course load to manage that very, very effectively. One thing I'll share with our audience again is that 18 plus credit hours is the standard bearer here. Particularly if you're not involved in summer study abroad opportunities or summer schooling of any kind during the summer. So that's important to note. Thanks for sharing that.
Absolutely.
I've got another question for Cadet Zuschlag. We're going to ask you to share how the Finance Club, you're a member of the Finance Club. You're able to leverage now our new business administration building, Baston Hall, which is pretty amazing. In fact, Cadet Wall's there right now, but we'll go back to his frame in a moment. Back to you. Tell us about the Finance Club. There's a new finance lab that's in Baston Hall. That's pretty amazing. Can you talk to our viewers about what it means to be in the Finance Club and some of the fun experiences you've had in that particular club?
Yes, sir, certainly. So the Finance Club has been an unbelievable opportunity to get a little further experience on what it would be like to actually manage your own portfolio, which would be like the companies and stocks that you'd invest in yourself. And what we've done last year and then this year is focus on, here at the Citadel, we're taught a lot about leadership. We're taught about what it means to be a leader. And so we focused on companies that have the core leadership values that we value here at the Citadel. And those are the companies that we've chosen to invest in. And actually we've blown the S&P 500 out of the water, actually. And it's just been an unbelievable experience just to divide up into groups, different sectors and stuff like that, to do your own individual research, present a pitch to all of your classmates and peers. And obviously we've got a teacher that monitors and mentors us. But, we run it all on our own. And it's, like I said, an unbelievable learning experience to get more hands-on outside of the classroom. And it requires a little bit extra work, but definitely 100% suggest it if you're interested in finance.
Outstanding. And that finance laboratory they have there is pretty amazing. Baston Hall is really a spectacle of technology when you get to walk through, and you're getting to leverage that this year. But congratulations on the portfolio. One of the things that Nabier teaches you is also how to get through the bear markets, right?
Yes, sir.
That's a keen part of growth and learning. Congresswoman Mace has learned how to be successful and hard-nosed to get into Congress and lead the way in trying to make change happen. That's no different in finance, and it's no different in the real world. So I think the Citadel has a real translative factor in any challenging environment, because the long is always better than the short. The short game is a tough position to play. Talk to the people with GameStop stock, right? That's a challenging environment. But congratulations on your success with the Finance Club. I'm going to move back to Cadet Hammerstone. You're slated to commission in the U.S. Army Reserve as an intelligence officer. You're having to manage a variety of different responsibilities, and you're serving as that company commander. We touched on this a little bit, but tell us about the responsibilities you have in the ROTC unit as a business major. And, there's not a lot of cross-pollination, but you're having to manage both environments pretty well.
Not really, but for the Army department right now, I'm a platoon leader for the freshmen, so I interact with them quite a bit. I manage a freshman platoon, accountability and all that for labs and everything. But like Wall was saying, a lot of it has to do with good time management skills and good judgment when it comes to prioritizing tasks. And so one of the things that I've kept in mind when faced with decisions like that is, so when I was a senior in y'all's shoes, preparing to come here, he told me, you can do anything, but you can't do everything. And that's kind of helped me keep things in perspective on what do I need to prioritize and what do I need to do to make sure that I get everything done that I need to do. But a lot of it's finding what motivates you personally and capitalizing on that.
You're tracking to a career also in federal law enforcement, which is pretty outstanding. And one of the things that I can see that the congruence occurs in the team environment. Any federal law enforcement agency is going to require teams to work effectively together to solve a variety of different challenges. What you're learning as a company commander is fundamentally important to that end goal success. So This is, again, a translative factor that if you're going into business or you're going into federal law enforcement or you're going into finance, you're going to be in a team environment. Many of the financial firms are divided into teams, but you have to work in those environments and you have to provide customer service that's outstanding in the finance realm. So there's a lot of things that are very much congruent to the learning that happens in the leadership cycle here at the Citadel. I'm going to move back to Cadet Wall here. Briefly, tell us about, there was a Greek alphabet of different academic organizations you're a part of, 4 different academic honor societies. I'm not going to explain all those, but can you summarize what you're learning from these experiences being inducted into these outfits?
Yes, sir. So all of the academic honor societies, they're each of them, one's and just leadership, business, an accounting one, and then there's just a national academic one. But what all these have taught me is that the ability to network, and networking is a big key aspect that you need to have if you want to, definitely in the business realm, to pursue your career. Knowing people, and it's like who you know, and those opportunities can definitely lead to employment opportunities, internships, and so those organizations have definitely taught me how to network, talk to individuals, how to get my name out there, and then just how to market myself.
Thank you, Cadet Wall. We have one question here for Cadet Zuschlag, and I'm going to break it down into a couple ideas. Interestingly enough, the faculty Zoom breakout that we have here is hosted by Dr. Cindy Bolt, who is I believe in the accounting side of the house. And the interesting thing is that Congresswoman Mace was actually a former student of hers. She'll be hosting this, but I say this to preface the idea that faculty advisors play a keen role in cadet outcomes. There's a real mentorship relationship that's cultivated in the classroom environment and after hours when you're meeting with professors and they're getting to know you, and they do, because it's a 12-to-1 faculty ratio here, student faculty ratio here at the Citadel. That's been the mainstay for decades. Can you tell us about any maybe faculty advising experiences you've had that have played a role in your progress on the finance side?
So as I mentioned before, with the finance club, the gentleman that runs that, the professor that runs that, is Dr. Nutt, Dr. Stacy Nutt, and he's new to the Citadel, but he has been tremendous with networking and giving me advice on different career paths and internships. He actually helped me with my internship this summer. You also mentioned coming up in the breakout rooms, Professor Bolt. She has been unbelievable. Definitely one of my favorite professors. Fabulous professor. And just, talking with them and even going to any of your professors after class to just say like, hey, I'm wondering about these different career paths, because there are so many options out there. And that's one thing that I've learned over the past 4 years is you really never know like what you want to do until you're in it and you're doing it and you say, okay, this is my niche. This is what I want to do for the rest of my life. And so just utilizing your teachers, utilizing the open hours for their office hours, and just using the connections that they have within the business program have been phenomenal.
One of the things that I'll say about connections, especially on the alumni side, is its relationships. The connections we have are very much predicated on expectations. The ring that we showed earlier is really a symbol of our contract to that honor, duty, respect model. It's the idea that we hold each other accountable. When you meet a Citadel graduate you've never met before, you trust them. You implicitly believe that they have good managerial instinct and that they can make good decisions under pressure. I think that's a fundamental understanding for our viewing audience, is that this is not just a collection of people that you network with. It is a network built on expectation and trust. The honor code is the undergirding element there. And obviously the relationships are prosperous. I still keep in touch with I was an English major undergraduate here at the Citadel and have an MBA, and I keep in touch with those, with my favorite professors from those experiences. So it's a rewarding thing that's not just beneficial on the professional side, but in the long-term connection to the college and our alumni. And it's just something for our viewers to expect, that if you invest here, we'll invest in you in very successful manner. We're going to move on to the next segment of the evening. And gentlemen, thank you so much. We're going to move on to something that might be more attractive to our candidates thinking about how you compare us to other schools. We've heard about the cadet experience, which is a fundamental understanding is you got to put the effort through 4 years, and you have your classmates to lift you up, and you have faculty, and you have amazing academic resources to help you through that hurdle, those series of hurdles. But what is also an intrinsic part of the 4-year experience here at the Citadel is our career services department. We have a process here that is not a singular 1 year, get into the office, get a resume typed up, and get out the door with a job. It is a 4-year process to help cultivate your goals, help orient you professionally and internship wise to execute and meet those goals, and to help you tack the ship if there's a change in interest. And when you meet the interesting people that you do, whether it be faculty advisors and such, that's how things change. And they're there to help you through this process. But we have a great video to introduce you to the dynamic leader of career services, and we're going to showcase this right now.
There's never a day where I'm not excited about educating students on opportunities. I'm Paige Tisdale. I'm director of the Citadel Career Center. So I think because I really enjoy what I do, I hope to empower students to be able to find that, because a lot of people don't find it right out. It's not something that you just often fall into, right? Sometimes your path is a little windy. And I'm lucky that I have found it, and so I want to empower students to do the same thing, to find something they're passionate about. You know, I think young people have a lot of options. Obviously, coming to the Citadel is a very tough choice, and life at the Citadel is not easy. And so if you're choosing to come here, I think you're already buying in from day one that, I'm going to work really, really hard for the end goal. Not just the ring and not just to graduate, but partnering with us, that professional end goal. And so it's a very personal thing to me. Sometimes I get a little bit of pushback of, hey, you can't reach everybody. And I guess my response to that is, why not? To me, that's the reason that a career center exists. And so I grew up understanding and really loving the Citadel and knowing what it was all about, and really our mission to educate principal leaders. I believe in that, and I believe what we're doing here. And what I would say is that the employers, they buy into. So I'm really, really passionate about getting students connected early, planting the seed, looping back around sophomore year, junior year, so they're exploring, preparing, and engaging all along. So I'm passionate about it because if students start early, it really helps them get connected to career outcomes the day they walk across the stage.
Paige, we're happy to have you with us. I know you've had a career fair today, right?
As a matter of fact, we had a career week. So I was a little nostalgic looking at the career fair. It's my happiest day of each semester. But yes, thank you so much for having me. We've had, obviously, COVID times. A lot of the recruiting is online. So yeah, I am literally just an hour ago coming off of our 20th recruiting session just this week, and trying to make sure all of the students get those internships that this great group has just talked about. And they are such a great example of students being active participants in their success and really engaging and getting connected to those faculty members and the opportunities. But you mentioned it, is that one of the things that we have done as a career center is if you just wait on students to come in and work on a resume, they're going to do it, senior year. So we have integrated career planning into the Leaders 101 course. Students develop a career plan. It is integrated into the leadership training program where you have at least one touch point per semester. It is integrated into our curriculum, both our School of Business, definitely in the Business 101 and the Communications 211. And definitely in the juniors and seniors class, working with those faculty partners, because you want it to be one of those things that each semester you're building upon. So very proud of the group that you have here. They've done a phenomenal job. And I'm so excited to get to talk to our incoming students, because this is where career planning starts. So I hope you can see I get excited about it. I want you to get excited about it. And, you mentioned a couple times in Congressman Nace talked about our alumni network. I can show you, if I could just pull up my LinkedIn profile and show you, I have 5 communications just from today of our alumni reaching out and me connecting a student with an alumni just through LinkedIn of a student who's looking for either a competitive finance internship or, an opportunity for next step. And it is, like the video said, and like Nancy May said, I don't know if you'll hate it. It's not an easy place to be at all times. It's a competitive place to be. So I think if you are inspired by that and the leadership of these young, our young soon-to-be graduates talking here tonight, it's a great place for you. We love our students, and the employers do buy in. I have no problem of the students who've engaged in the process having those outcomes and being gainfully employed by graduation. That's our goal for you. So thank you so much for having me. I look forward to working with the students incoming.
Well, again, it's our pleasure. I know you've had an extraordinarily busy week, your entire staff, and the dynamic things that you do. And again, to explain this, they are crafting a very, very articulated plan to engage each year. And the cadets have amazing demands on them on a daily basis. So it's hard, but the reality is the Citadel meets halfway. Yeah. And we're committed to this. Our alumni are passionate to get in there and assist and mentor. And it really boils out to our outcomes, which are absolutely astounding. And I lean on your team as a keen indicator of this. But within 3 months of graduation, it's better than 90% employed.
Yeah.
At graduation, but then 3 months later, it's better than 90, which is amazing.
Yeah. It's at graduation, and to tell you where we stand nationally is that most colleges do not report to 6 months out, and most of those who are gainfully employed, that ranks in the less than 50%. So when you account for our 4-year graduation rate and our employment outcomes, I feel like we are way ahead of some of my friends and colleagues at other colleges. So
it's nice to also leave the college with a starting salary. Our average mean salary was just under $57,000 a year. That's a great place to begin your professional career. So Paige, I know you got a heck of a lot on your plate right now. Thank you. It's been a long week, and thank you so much for joining us in the program. Have a great evening.
My pleasure. Yeah, y'all too.
Outstanding. Okay, so folks, we're running a little late on time, so I want to make sure that we're continuing to move on this thing. A few administrative notes here, and we'll break you out. But I still feel it important to show one video because it just undergirds everything that's been talked about tonight. Congresswoman Mace undergirded the idea that there's a singular element that makes you successful. The cadets here have talked about an underlying singular. This is an individual trait that's very important. And the other thing that's not been spoken about this is that this ring is a bond to all the people around you who wear it. There's nothing like the alumni connectivity here. There's nothing like the bond that is the band of gold. And there's nothing like what you learn when you undergo this 4-year experience, because it simply takes grit. All right, folks, welcome back. Now we're going to get to the administrative notes we've got here. We've got to get you to your Zoom faculty breakout. So we're going to go ahead and post that. It should be in the corner over there. Josh, is that accurate? Is it over there right now? We got that in the comments section?
Yes, sir, it is. They're up and ready to go. Just look in the comments section. You should have your link to the faculty Zoom meeting.
Good man. And we appreciate everyone participating tonight. Another thing to be mindful of is we're going to be emailing and texting you that link to that form to get that pennant. We want to make sure you all get your 2025 pennants. So complete that. It's a piece of cake, 15 seconds and you're done. But we're appreciative of everyone's time. We had the great honor of having a congressperson on this show tonight to talk about what it is to be a business major. Congresswoman Mace is a historic graduate of this college, and her words, I hope, will have some impact with you. But we're going to go ahead and break you out now. We appreciate everyone's time tonight. For those who have not visited the Citadel, you need to make sure you're visiting prenob.com to schedule your virtual visit or your in-person visit. We are taking families here. We have cadet-led tours. You're masked up and you're socially distanced, but we have a great opportunity to showcase the campus to you. We can give you a peek at Baston Hall, your new home, and we're excited to do that. But Make sure you're departing now and heading over to the Zoom links, or hitting that Zoom link. Dr. Bolt is waiting for you in that Zoom environment. And again, we're appreciative of your time tonight, and we look forward to seeing you at the Citadel very, very soon.